All rise. Support court with Judge Van Der Bee is now in session. Judge, this is case number JVB1073, Ellison case.
Thank you.
You're welcome.
You all may be seated. Okay, Miss Ellison?
Yes.
You brought this case before the court. What's going on?
Well, I'm divorced from the person that didn't show up.
I see that.
Yes, and I'm here to ask the court for more spousal support. I've went part-time on my job. I'm no longer working full-time. I've lost money, and the man's done nothing but cause me trouble since we've been divorced. He does all kinds of crazy stuff.
Okay.
And I deserve more money with all this harassment, plus I want a restraining order against him. This has to stop. My nerves are on edge. Can't take much more of it. But I think $100 a week extra for spousal support would be fair.
The case kicks off with tension right from the start. Miss Ellison is in court asking for more spousal support, but wait, her ex-husband didn't even show up. She claims he's been harassing her ever since their divorce, blowing his horn outside her house at 3 a.m. and storming into her workplace to argue. Who else thinks that's completely out of line? Question for you. If you were Miss Ellison, how would you handle someone constantly disrupting your peace?
Would be fair with all the, the headaches he's given me and everything like that.
You think it'll be fair?
Yes, I've left him alone. I don't go around him. It's him doing the harassing.
Okay. How long ago did you all get divorced?
It's been almost 2 years now.
Okay.
He just won't let go.
What is he doing to harass you?
Like 3 or 4 o'clock in the morning, he drives around the house blowing his horn at all hours of the morning. He comes down to my work unannounced, goes right into where I'm working at and wants to argue with me in front of co-workers. I mean, I could be fired for that. I mean,
Have you ever tried to call the police on him?
Well, by the time they get there, he's gone.
Okay.
Yeah, they've never caught him actually doing anything.
Okay.
He knows not to get caught, but I need a restraining order. That's the only thing that's really going to, I think, keep him away from me.
Okay.
And he found
well,
out
I don't do restraining orders in this court. You can go to another court and definitely request a restraining order, and I believe that's something you can do at your local police department too.
Okay.
Miss Ellison isn't just asking for extra money. She's also pleading for a restraining order to protect her sanity. But Judge V gently informs her that this court doesn't handle restraining orders. She need to go through the police or a different court. It's a tough moment for Miss Ellison, but it shows how specific legal processes can be. Would you have known which court to approach for a restraining order?
Okay, well, thank you. I didn't know that.
Yes, ma'am. That is definitely that. Now, I can, if you qualify, obviously, for an increase in spousal maintenance, that is something that I can entertain. So let's talk about that. You said you believe $100, an extra $100 a week is fair.
Yes.
Why do you believe that's fair?
Well, like I said, my wages have went down. I'm only working part-time now. We're doing layoffs and things like that. So
you said your wages?
Yeah, my wages.
Okay.
Are going down, and his are going up because he still gets those 2 raises every year. He's been with that company forever, and he makes good money. I don't make half of what he's making, and it's been really tough. I raised his children. I entertained his friends. I kept the house clean. I did everything that a good wife does. I think I deserve that extra $100 a week, and he can certainly afford it.
What does he do for a living?
He's a CEO for an oil company.
Okay.
Yeah. Makes really good money, bonuses and all that stuff. I mean, he's just raking it in.
Now, let's talk money. Miss Ellison asks for an extra $100 per week, arguing that she's now working part-time due to layoffs. While her ex is living large as a CEO of an oil company, she paints a vivid picture, raising his kids, keeping the house spotless, and now barely making half of what he does. The emotional weight here is heavy. She feels undervalued and financially trapped. But here's the real question. Should someone's post-divorce success impact their spousal support payments? What do you think?
How much is your spousal maintenance right now?
The spousal maintenance, it's about $325 a week maybe.
Okay.
He doesn't pay on time either. It's not always on time. So he is late on that. I think that should be a penalty right there. He shouldn't be late.
Okay. What type of expenses do you have?
Well, I have rent. I'm still making the payments on the house. We, before we got divorced, we had it redecorated, carpet paneling on the outside, siding on the outside, all kinds of different things were added to it. And I'm making the payments on that still. I still got another 5 years for all those payments to be paid off. And then, I got food. My car's paid off, but, gasoline's expensive, the upkeep of the car, things like that, electric bills, water, everything like that, not to mention.
Miss Ellison claims her current spousal maintenance is $325 a week, but says her ex often pays late, adding insult to injury. She describes her ongoing house payments, everyday bills, and how even small luxuries like going out occasionally have become difficult. But Judge V is skeptical. The judge's tone is calm but firm. You haven't said anything that will warrant an increase in your maintenance. Should habitual late payments be penalized with increased support?
Not to mention entertainment. You can't expect me to sit around the house and watch TV all the time. I go out from time to time. That takes money.
Now, when you all were divorced 2 years ago, outside of spousal maintenance, were you awarded the home?
Yes, I was awarded the home. And he fought me on that, but I won it.
Okay. So you were awarded the home. You don't have a lot of payments left on it.
No.
So I guess I'm confused as to why you're here, because you haven't said anything that will warrant an increase in your maintenance.
Well, I went down on hours from work. That's a financial burden.
Well,
And-
okay, so you went down on
my
hours.
boss did. My boss did. I didn't do it. My boss made me take less hours.
Right, but nothing has really changed with a lot of your expenses. You said you don't have a car note. You have a little bit left on your home to pay off. Sounds like you're mainly paying utility.
The turning point. Judge V starts dissecting Miss Ellison's financial claims. While she argues her expenses are overwhelming, the judge points out that most of these costs, like utilities, gas, and groceries, were present when the divorce terms were set. It's a stark reminder. Courts require concrete changes, not general hardships, to modify spousal support. Have you ever felt stuck in a financial situation that wasn't dramatic enough for legal help?
Utilities and then a mortgage.
And the insurance for the car. The insurance is always expensive. Gasoline prices always going up.
Right, but you had those expenses at the time that you were divorced, correct?
Yes.
When you all were divorced, did he have a 401k in existence? And this is Texas, which is a community property state. So I'm assuming you at least got 50% of that.
Yes, I did, but
Yes,
I don't think
no,
that
ma'am.
should be taken into consideration.
No, ma'am. It was taken into consideration the first time you received spousal maintenance. You can't have me take it into consideration again. That's not fair, and it's definitely not the law.
His 2 raises every year. I don't get raises. My job's a very poor paying job. I'm uneducated. I'm gonna, my age, I'm not gonna find much now. I have to stay where I'm at. I feel like I'm trapped in this life.
And Miss Ellison, I feel like you came here to waste my time.
The tension rises as Miss Ellison reveals she received $250,000 from her ex's 401k during the divorce, but she feels trapped working a low-paying job with no prospects. She pleads emotionally, but Judge V holds firm. I cannot give you an increase just because you're asking for it. This is a gut punch moment. Miss Ellison's frustration is palpable. Would you feel satisfied with a $250,000 settlement, or would you also be seeking more if your ex's income kept climbing?
Time, because I cannot give you an increase in spousal maintenance just
$50
because
a
you're
week?
asking for it. No, ma'am.
25?
Even $5. The answer is no. So is there anything else that you needed from me here today? Because I cannot grant you spousal maintenance just because he's made an increase from his wages.
Well,
If that were the standard, then everyone would come in court asking for an increase.
people need increases.
Well,
women
and
living
you-
on their own. That's hard.
Let me ask you this question. When you all were divorced and you received half of his 401k, how much was that?
It was a nice piece,
Okay, what's a nice piece? Give me a number.
about 250,000.
Okay, well, you know what? If there's nothing further, your case is dismissed and so are you. Thank you.
Reality hits hard. Judge V tells Miss Ellison bluntly, "You came here to waste my time." The courtroom feels heavy. It's clear that while her emotional plea is sincere, the legal requirements simply aren't met. The judge dismisses the case, reinforcing that fairness is rooted in law, not emotion. How would you feel walking out of court after being told your case doesn't meet the legal bar, even if it feels unfair emotionally? Judge V returns with a professional debrief explaining why Ms. Ellison's request for increased support was denied. The key takeaway: to modify spousal support, significant changes in financial circumstances must be proven. Emotional stress and the ex-husband's success aren't enough. This explanation is a must-watch moment, highlighting how critical it is to understand legal standards before filing a case. This case is a textbook example of how divorce settlements are final unless major life changes occur. Ms. Ellison had valid emotional grievances, but the court looks for hard numbers: expenses going up, income drastically shifting, emotional hardship. This verdict sets a precedent. Personal frustrations don't always equal legal grounds. It's a reality check many might not expect.